Hey guys, what is up? Mike here. Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection. Back with some movies. This would be volume 2 of a mixed bag, I call it. A mixed bag. It's just a bunch of random movies all across all genres. New, old, everything in between. These are some movies that I've got over the past, I don't know, 4 to 6 months, I would say. So let's get right to it. This is a movie, a classic from 1962, starring Gregory Peck. This is probably one of his most famous movies that he's made that's attached to Gregory Peck, To Kill a Mockingbird. Now this is the 50th anniversary Universal release. These came out for the 100th anniversary of Universal. They released a whole slew of movies, and they had the special slipcase, and it opened up and everything. This is missing the slipcase, but I got this for next to nothing. I found it, I think, in a pawn shop. But this is a 50th anniversary edition. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's got everything you want: documentaries, trailers, audio commentaries. It's been restored from 35 millimeter film elements. Plus it's just a classic movie. My stepson was actually studying To Kill a Mockingbird. He was in 8th grade, and they were studying the book for, seemed like, way too long, just forever they were doing this. So I was helping him with it because I read it back in the day. It's pretty, well-known story and stuff. And I tried to get him to watch the movie just to kind of refresh some of the main points of the movie, main things that happen. And he would not watch it. He just would not watch it. So it's his loss. I got a great Blu-ray of it. Just can't get those kids to watch stuff, man. Next up this is probably going to be my vote on this episode, is the most underrated movie that you need to see today. Talking about 1981's Thief. This is directed by the great Michael Mann. He's one of my, he probably is one of my favorite new directors that are currently making movies from my generation since I've been alive. This stars James Caan, yeah. And he plays a master thief, and he wants to do one last big heist. He's trying to be normal. He wants to be married, have a kid. This big time boss is giving him some of these things that he wants, but he's got to do the big diamond heist. He's like a big diamond thief, like he breaks into jewelers and steals like massive amounts of diamonds and stuff like that. He's big time, and he's trying to break free from it all, and it's just an awesome movie how it ends, and it just shows that sometimes you cannot shake your past. You cannot break free of what who you are, and in his case he's a thief, and it follows him, but it's a great movie. This is a Criterion release. This came out probably back in 2015. It came out. It's got this is a director approved special edition. This means Michael Mann watched this. He oversaw the print, how it looked, the colors, everything is approved by him. This is a new 4K film transfer. It's got 5.1 surround sound, DTS master audio soundtrack. It's got a new audio commentary by Michael Mann and actor James Caan. Interviews with Michael Mann, James Caan, everybody. Even the other thing I didn't bring up is the great soundtrack by Tangerine Dream. If you hear their music, you'll recognize them. But one of the best, they do some really hypnotic scores. It's kind of electronic with keyboards and Moogs and all kinds of just different kinds of really cool sound. But I really recommend Thief. That's a great addition. I think possibly the sound, the audio commentary and stuff goes back to the Laserdisc, because I have the Laserdisc of it also. It's a beautiful setup, beautiful gatefold Laserdisc release. I'll probably show it off in the future, but I think the audio commentary goes back to the 90s when that Laserdisc came out, possibly. So next up, guys, this is another great Criterion Blu-ray release. I got this during the last Criterion Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. I believe I may have got Thief also, but this was one of the ones that you probably saw in my video going through the store picking up stuff. This is 1968's, or is it 67? 67, I am sorry, In the Heat of the Night. This is a phenomenally great movie directed by Norman Jewison. It stars Sidney Poitier. I always seem like I pronounce his name wrong. Poitier. And it also stars Rod Steiger, which Rod Steiger was just on fire during this time period. I mean, he did so many good movies in this, in the like mid to late 60s on into the 70s. Rod Steiger is just one of those guys, man. He just, like, I think he comes from the school of acting where he becomes that person. He has to get totally into the character, be the character, you know what I mean? He puts everything he has into this. So he had to be a, southern semi-racist or racist cop back in, this takes place in Mississippi. Of course, Sidney Poitier plays Virgil Tibbs. He plays a bigoted police chief, Rod Steiger, and just a beautiful movie. One of the big things I love about this movie is the cinematography by Haskell Wexler. He's one of my favorite cinematographers. Haskell Wexler. There's a great documentary that his son actually made about him, and it's great. I think I saw it on Netflix, or maybe it was on Amazon Prime, but man, it's a great documentary. Just shows who the man is. It shows everything about him, warts and all and stuff and everything. He was a very complicated man, but man, his cinematography in that movie is so beautiful. This was a winner of 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and I think the score. I think Quincy Jones did the score and had won an Oscar also. But this is one of the movies that, if you're thinking about Criterion releases, like, man, what should I buy? This is something you should buy. There should be another sale coming up soon, the summer sale, and this is a movie I recommend you should pick up during that. I got a short list of some things I want to get, but this is something you need to put in your collection. It's a beautiful collection. I mean, it's a beautiful release. It's got great artwork. It's got a great everything. It's just a great little movie. Pick that up today. And on that note, this is a DVD release. I was looking for this movie, and I couldn't find. I didn't know if it was on Blu-ray or not, so I got the DVD. This is from Artisan Home Entertainment. This is a movie from 1987 called Extreme Prejudice. This stars Nick Nolte, which this movie is just all about Nick Nolte, man. He's just really, he plays a tough Texas Ranger who stands on one side of the border, and the goal is to clean up the Mexican drug traffic. And then on the other side of the Rio Grande stands a guy named Cash Bailey, a ruthless narcotics kingpin who will stop at nothing to get his way. Nick Nolte and Powers Booth portray those two men. They were friends since childhood, now bitter adversaries. So great movie. Powers Booth, Nick Nolte, powerful movie, just a powerful movie. I remember this as a kid, seeing it a little bit, and I just wanted to get it just for the performance of Nick Nolte alone. It's such a great movie. So pick that up, Extreme Prejudice. And while I'm talking about Nick Nolte, this was a movie I actually got 2 of. and from Amazon. Amazon, a lot of times they screw up. They either don't deliver your movie, or you end up getting two movies. And in this case, I wanted 48 Hours on Blu-ray, also starring Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. But it was like a mix-up or something. I ended up with two brand new copies, and I gave one away in my first channel contest, and Eastwood for Life fan in the UK won. One of the best, in my opinion, collectors out there. One of the best video guys. Always look forward to his movies, but he won. He won the other one. This is the other copy. Of course, what can I say about 48 Hours? A great 80s action movie. I need to get Beverly Hills Cop. I don't have that. But this is a great movie. 48 Hours, just the buddy cop, kind of started the buddy cop movies of the 80s, the Lethal Weapons and so on. But great movie, 48 Hours. This is a pretty standard release from Paramount. It doesn't really have much extras on it, but it's the movie. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's just your basic release, I guess. It doesn't have much about it. And next up, guys, I got two movies by the great Burt Reynolds. Now, he's underrated, guys. Let's face it. Burt Reynolds is underrated. I mean, he was in, Boogie Nights. He hated the role, but man, Boogie Nights would not be Boogie Nights without Burt Reynolds, in my opinion. And he's done so many good movies, and I'm still kind of drudging through the 70s and the 60s, like an archaeologist finding more movies by Burt Reynolds that he was in, because he did a lot of movies, and it seems like only a few movies pop up when they talk about Burt Reynolds. They talk about Smokey the Bandit, of course, but I'm finding so many good movies. And then this is a really good movie from 1973, directed by Joseph Sargent. This is White Lightning. This is a great movie. Burt Reynolds plays a moonshiner running alcohol through the towns. He plays the guy. This is the first of two movies he would play the character of Gator McCluskey. He's a moonshine runner who wages war against corrupt police officers in this two-fisted four-wheeling action extravaganza. It's got a lot of good chases, car chases. It's got a lot of cool action scenes. There's a really cool scene with R.G. Armstrong where he basically escapes with the shotgun, and they got who was it? The girl, him and his girlfriend. They break out. That scene is just so great. The tension of it, I could watch it all the time. Just him escaping. Oh man, it's such a great movie. But White Lightning's a great movie. This is a Kino release. Looks great. It's got a featurette on here. It's part one called Back to the Bayou, Burt Reynolds. It's a documentary about him and making these movies and a little bit about his film career and everything. So White Lightning. Now next up, this is basically the follow-up to it. This is Gator. Now this is another Kino release. This is where he plays Gator McCluskey again. This also has Back to the Bayou Part 2 on here, which finishes it up. And this one not as good as the first one, I have to admit. But this time Burt Reynolds actually directs the movie, and he's got his good buddy Jerry Reed, who would play the snowman in Smokey and the Bandit. He plays the bad guy in this. They were once buddies and now they're bad guys. But it was just so hard to buy the fact that Jerry Reed was a bad guy. He's just I don't know. I just couldn't buy the fact that he was a bad guy. You don't want to hate the guy. He's a snowman, of course, man. He's the bandit's partner, man. It's his buddy. This is a good buddy. But yeah, good movie. It's got an early role by Lauren Hutton, It's got Jack Weston in it. But yeah, it's a great movie. It's filmed in Todd AO 35 millimeters. So it was kind of a 2.3. Was it a 2? It's like one of the bigger, you know, widescreen formats and stuff. So he went all out as director, man. This was 1976. You know, he was riding high. Next year he would make Smokey and the Bandit. So Burt Reynolds couldn't get any more popular at that time, making those two movies. But if you had to get one of the movies, get White Lightning for sure. It's a great movie. I mean, Gator is not like a direct sequel. It kind of takes place years later and stuff. So, but you know, to be the completist that I am, I got both of them. So guys, out of these movies, I really, this is a tough pick. If I had to pick a few, just one movie. If I had to pick one movie out of these that you need to go see, this is a tie episode. First one would of course be Thief. You've got to find this. It's great. It's probably on DVD. It may even be on Blu-ray other than Criterion. But get this. This is a great edition of the movie. Get that. And a tie with White Lightning, man. These two movies they're really good movies. Just so classic, action-packed. The stars, you know, James Caan and Burt Reynolds, they just, you know, they make these two movies and stuff. And they're really good, well-directed movies. So there you go, guys. I hope you liked this episode. Hope I gave you some ideals of collecting and movie seeing, you know, gave you some ideals. That's about it, I guess. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel today. Hit that bell so you're notified when I release a new video. If you like this episode, it would be much appreciative if you give me a thumbs up. And comments. I love your comments, guys. I've been getting some great comments lately on my episodes. And let me know what you thought about Thief and White Lightning. Do you agree that those are the two must-see videos out of these? Or do you believe Extreme Prejudice and In Heat of the Night are two good choices? I mean, those could be a good double feature. I could see. Let me know. Let me know in the comments, guys. So that's about it, guys. Until next time, I am Mike. Thank you for watching my little episode. Really love movies, guys, and I'm trying to pass on the love of movies to whoever watches these videos. So until next time, guys, I am Mike, and I am out of here.